Hey guys, Ben here. Welcome to my in-depth WaterFiends guide. So to start off straight from the bat, WaterFiends, the main reason for doing WaterFiends really is they're extremely good range experience, and you get a shit ton of Crimson Charms, which is pretty much, I kind of worked it out in my own head. I'm not going to give you the statistics for it because obviously I don't know, but say for example for 100 kills, you get about 80 to 90 charms, so I'd say it's pretty much a 60-70% chance of actually getting the Crimson Charms above all else, or none at all. So to get straight in here, we've got the general setup you want to be taking. Now don't be put off by my armor and my weapons and whatever. You can easily do it with any other gear as well. I'll be putting up a little thing hopefully just to show you what kind of gear you can be using. I'd recommend at least 70 range at least, and well, yeah, that's pretty much it. 70 range to do this. The lowest armor I would use if you type for cash would be black d'hide. Royal d'hide is very easy to come across, but I'm not exactly sure what the level is for it for royal d'hide, but I'm pretty sure it's the same as Carol's, which is around about 70-75. So definitely a must-have just to get up your general level, just so you're good enough so you can stay here. What I've actually got, I've got Armadillo chestplate, Armadillo helmet, and Armadillo chain skirt. I've got Glaven boots, which are extremely good for range. I'd really recommend getting them. The Archer's ring, which is just a general ring. You can bring a ring of wealth if you like, but it won't really make a difference. I don't think the ring of wealth actually affects charm drops. The best aura to bring here, I would recommend, would be Vampirism. Basically, this heals a percentage of your health back per hit, so it's extremely good. I'm going to show you some gameplay later on in the guide of me actually killing water fiends, and just show you how quick I can kill them at 85 range, and how efficient it is at getting charms, how efficient it is at getting range and hit point experience. So that's pretty cool. So yeah, definitely a must have for Vampirism because you can stay here for a lot longer. Now we're going to move over to the inventory, the general inventory you'll want. If you come into the caverns here near Barbarian Outposts, right, I'm going to say this once over because you need to do the mini quest, which shouldn't take long. When you go to the waterfall bit where the whirlpool is to jump in, what you have to do is you have to do a little mini quest. There's a little hut just to the northwest of that if you go around the lake, and you can do the little mini quest. I've seen a lot of people talk about it, and a lot of people don't know how to do that guide. If I've done a guide like that, which I might do in the future, I'll put a link to it in the description, but I don't think. If you just want to literally search for it, search for like Barbarian Outpost guide, grotto guide, something along those lines, just so you can get into these caverns themselves. But the general setup, bring a couple of prayer potions. If you've got soul split, this is like, it's not really a must have. I personally don't have soul split, but soul split will help a lot. You don't even need the vampirism aura. So say for example you can substitute the vampirism aura with the soul split, etc, etc. If you haven't got soul split, replace soul split with the vampirism aura. So that's pretty cool. I'd take a couple of sharks depending on what your level is and what HP, what defense you've got. If you've got 70, I'd recommend taking at least 5 prayer potions or 6, and at least 12 food. A must have as well is a charming imp. You can do the old fashioned way and just generally pick them up, but I really wouldn't recommend this. It's only 100k dungeoneering tokens. It doesn't take that long at all if you've got some mates to do it with. If you haven't, solo is another good option as well. I remember getting a lot of points just from doing solo, just to get my dungeoneering level up so I could do frosts. So that also is another example. I'd normally bring each of every charm just as like a placeholder, so you can like fill up your general inventory with food and whatnot, which would help out in general. Bring some fire runes and nature runes. If you don't already have these, I wouldn't really recommend buying them, but it is really worth it if you want to stay here for a considerable amount of time. What I recommend high alkin would be the water battle staffs, not the normal staffs. All rune items and all adamant items, you make a fair amount of profit, and it's a lot more than what the actual fire runes and nature runes cost. I just brought mine out because obviously I had them in bulk already, so I'm actually pretty much not losing any money because I've already invested in these. But so if you haven't got any invested in, I probably would, if you've got some spare cash, just invest for some more. So anyway, I'm going to show you some gameplay of how fast I kill these, how efficient it is, what kind of layouts to have, and just general things like that. So I'll be back in a minute. Right, so we are back. If you have done the Armadillo / Bandos event, I really would recommend, if you've got it, using Sacrifice. Sacrifice is such a good ability. Basically, well, we'll hover over it now and read out the exact description of it. Deal 100% weapon damage to your opponent, ignoring protection prayers. Heal 25% of the damage you deal, or 100% if the target dies. So say for example, if the target has 3000 HP and you kill it in one hit with a 3000 hit, and you use the Sacrifice ability, you will be gaining 3000 hit points. It's an extremely good ability. I really would recommend using it if you have it. If not, I just literally would use just general attacking stats. If you want to go onto the revolution mode, basically that's extremely good. It's basically, it does the abilities for you, all the main abilities, and then say for example the abilities that take 50% adrenaline and all the adrenaline, I recommend doing those yourself. Always keep rapid fire at handy, and unless you want to AFK you can just use these normally, but I really would recommend using rapid fire. The Water Fiends are no longer aggressive, but hopefully I'll update this Water Fiends guide as time goes on, when they actually bring back the old combat system. So that's going to be sick actually, so I'm looking forward to that. So yeah, so basically what you want to do is, if you've not already got a setup, go onto a fresh tab and whatnot. Let me just find the tab that's really not necessary anymore. That's my combat one. This one's just a random one that I don't really use anymore. So what you do is you go onto here and you set up action bar. Now what this does is it sets up actions depending on what weapons you've got, and it's best basically best to use because it sets it all up for you. There's no faffing around, so you just click yes, and as you can see it's added all the relevant abilities for these crossbows and the bolts. So this is going to be a major step if you want to be AFK or just generally using is it called revolution mode? Yeah, the revolution mode. So that's something you must do. If not, you can just set it up how you like. Obviously I've edited it a lot more, as you can see. You've got all those there. I've actually changed mine quite a nice amount, added that in, got the regenerate ability here. I don't really use that at all, so I'm just going to get rid of that because I can just replace it with something like sharks, for example, and obviously it'll eat a shark every time I click 0, so obviously it'll be a lot easier. But what I'm actually going to do for this, is I'm going to recommend putting high alchemy there, obviously for your high alch items, but that's just, that's just for my kind of setup there, so you can kind of follow that if you want. It's an extremely good setup and I kill them extremely fast. So now onto the gameplay. I'm going to show you how fast I can really kill these water fiends. It may not seem like a lot, but the XP rates are extremely huge and you get a high payout of charm, so I really would recommend it. Okay guys, so now onto the combat. So I'm going to pretty much show you exactly what I do here. So as you can see, killing the water fiends now, I just kind of let my adrenaline bar build up with obviously the revolution mode, and then as soon as rapid fire builds up, I kill the first one normally just to get it out of the way so the adrenaline bar builds up even longer. So we'll just kill this here and then we'll move on to the next water fiend and then instantly use rapid fire. Rapid fire is an extremely good move. What drops you want to be picking up? Water orbs, uncut sapphires, all the not uncut, uncut, but all the noted items basically, just because you can be making bank from that. As you can see, the vampirism aura is keeping me pretty much full HP, so that's pretty sick. If you want to be attacking multiple enemies when you get the water fiends close together, you can also use the bombard ability, which it hits multiple targets in a small area. So say for example if there's a water fiend right there, it'd hit that as well. The ricochet ability also hits multiple targets at once, so if you want to be AFKing, you can instantly go with the ricochet ability. So yeah, basically, if you say for example if you want to AFK for a little bit, you just use the ricochet ability when there's many targets around. It'll hit all them, you go off and you do your merry business. So anyway guys, hope this guide's been okay enough and hopefully you get the general pretenses of how the guide's going. If you've enjoyed it, please give me a thumbs up and I'll see you guys later. Thanks so much for watching. Peace.